First hard fact of the day: 12 confirmed COVID cases yesterday in 2 states, 9 cases here in Lagos, 3 in Kwara. So, yeah, really low numbers if you think about it. But remember that COVID-19 is not over. And we're hearing from the Commissioner for Health here in Lagos, Professor Akiabayomi, that a lot of you who have gotten your first dose have not gotten your second dose. So, if you've gotten your first dose, take a look at your card. Find that card where you kept it. Take a look at it and find out what date you're supposed to go and get your second dose, and go and get it. Even if you've missed it, no wahala, just show up and get that second jab, all right? And don't stop taking your precautions. Limit your movement. When you must go out, whether you're going to work or to buy essentials, you have to wear a mask. And keep your distance from people. Oh, and wash your hands and sanitize your hands. Those are very basic healthcare tips anyway. You know, they keep you safe. They keep all 1 million of you safe. And hey, you people cannot be wrong. You keep listening to the show. You keep tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time today, you are in great company. 1 million Lagosians listen to Hard Facts. We'll start with the big three as always. We'll talk about the Federal Housing Authority demolishing various buildings in Festac. Then let's talk about the reactions to President Buhari's support for open grazing. And then we're going to talk about Nigerians suing the federal government over the Twitter ban. Lai Mohammed blaming Jack Dorsey for the destruction in Lagos after the NSAS protests. Yeah. Now remember, of course, we're streaming live on Facebook. Good, because I have lots of stuff to show you today. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Today's a great day to watch. If you haven't been watching before, today is, every day is a good day to watch us live, right? But on days when I have video to show you, it's even better to watch. And we have WhatsApp as well. So if you try to get in touch via the phone lines and it's too difficult, please get on WhatsApp. We're going to try as much as possible to take your thoughts as well. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 080 959 75805. All right then. Now, there's no community you report today, and there's no big hard fact today, because you people want to watch football. You people want to watch Euro 2020, or you want to listen to Euro 2020. So, let me respect myself and be going once it's 4 o'clock. But hey, we've got the best sports gang in Lagos, and they will be here making sure that you do not miss any of the action on Euro 2020 today. I hear Portugal is playing, so that should be good. You get to watch Ronaldo. People are fans of Ronaldo. So you get to watch him from 4 o'clock, or you get to hear about all the things he's doing on the field today. Okay, let's not waste time. Let's get into the big three directly. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the big three.
The big three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Did the FHA and Lagos State government handle the demolitions in Festac properly? Can grazing routes be reopened? And do you think they should be reopened? Will the courts side with the executive on the Twitter ban? Those are your big three, Lagos. Let's talk. Our first story takes us to Festac. Over the weekend, the Federal Housing Authority and a Lagos State task force demolished over 100 shops, 12 churches, 2 mosques, a market, and many other structures along and around 2nd Avenue. If you're watching our live stream, we're showing you some of what happened over the weekend. But if you cannot watch, let's play some of the audio for you.
I gotta go straight now. Let's go straight.
So if you're watching on Facebook, you're seeing the buildings that have been brought down. It's quite the thing. Now, the Punch is quoting FHA staff as saying that those were all illegal structures. According to them, the FHA claims that none of the people who built the structures or the people from whom they rented the land were the actual owners. You remember earlier in the year, I told you that Lagos State government and the FHA said that they're collaborating on restoring the Festac master plan and that it would involve demolitions. And now it seems like they've started implementing that plan. Now, there's some controversy about the approach. Some of the affected occupants are saying that they only got 7 days' notice before the demolition. Here's what Isaac Kadiri said. He's the vice president of Nigeria Automobile Technicians Association in Amuodofin, the Amuodofin chapter. He said, quote, "We believe that if the government wants to chase us away, it should give us an alternative. But it just gave us 7 days notice to leave. We had an alternative place at 6th Avenue that was given to us by Festac Town Residents Association and Federal Housing Authority, but the place is not ready. We put the access roads here, but look at what we're losing. We have lost more than 100 million here. What we have lost here, we can't gain back. We have mechanics, battery chargers, vulcanizers, panel beaters, and painters as our members. We were served the 7 days ultimatum through the Lagos State Task Force, which claimed that FHA invited it to carry out the demolition. We want the government to give us a place where we can earn our living. If it says the site is ready tomorrow, we will move. We were paying rent to the Amuodofin local government. We were paying tax to the Lagos State government. We pay rent of 10,000 naira each per annum. We are more than 5,000 artisans," end quote. So the words of the vice president of the Nigeria Automobile Technicians Association, Amuodofin chapter, Isaac Kadiri. Now, if what he says is true, it raises questions, doesn't it? First of all, if the local government has been collecting rent from these shops, and if the state government has been collecting rent from these shops, was that a tacit acceptance that they had a right to be there? And now the government has decided that they shouldn't be there anymore. Does the fact that they've been collecting tax and rent from them for years give government an obligation to relocate them before the demolitions? By the way, Agboju Market was also demolished. This is now the second market demolished in Festac within the past 7 months. Remember back in December, we talked about the demolition of the 23 Road Market. And these are major markets in Festac, and now they're both gone. The situations were a bit different, though. I mean, while government has always insisted that Agboju Market is illegal, that 23 Road Market was built by government. So when they gave demolition notice to that market last December with very short notice, the traders actually dragged government to court and they got an order to stop that particular one. But government still demolished it. And now Agboju is gone as well. This is actually the second time that government has demolished Agboju. I have to say that. The first time that they demolished Agboju Market was in 2019. The traders rebuilt it. And then there was a fire there in January this year. And now government has demolished it again. But it raises questions. It does. If government demolished it in 2019 and government called it illegal in 2019, should the traders have come back? And why did they come back? I really want to hear from Festac people today. If you live in Festac or you trade in that market, you have business in that market, and you understand the ins and outs of this particular issue, I beg, give me a call. 0700-993-993-993. Women call me on 01-465-7190. Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. If you want to be anonymous, that's also fine. Why was the Agboju Market rebuilt even after government said that it was illegal in the first place? And away from the Agboju Market, what do you think about the demolition of the shops, the mechanic workshops? If the government has been collecting rent and tax from them, did government still have the moral or the legal right to demolish the shops without an alternative? And what about the churches and the mosques? Because they also claim that they received 7 days notice before the demolitions. Was 7 days enough? Again, women, call me on 01465 7190. 01465 Men, call me on 0700 993 993 993. We've got WhatsApp available. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. Hello, thank you very much for calling us.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Pastor Ladipo calling from Morilegum.
Thank you for calling.
One of the things you must understand is this. If government said this land is under acquisition or this place is under acquisition, if it like, let them occupy it for 1 million years. One day, they will wake up, a particular government will wake up and demolish the place and reclaim it. The problem our people have is this. They believe they can always get away with everything. That is why before you buy, before you rent, before you invest money, make serious inquiries. You know, agents and all these people will tell you because they are just looking for their own money.
But the law says that squatters who have stayed illegally in a place for a number of years now have rights. Remember that during Takwa-based demolitions, these were the conversations that we had.
Let me tell you, the same. I don't know the one that makes the law. I don't know the ones that have been collecting tolls and levies of all kinds from them.
Okay.
Now they are coming back to tell you that the original plan of that place supposed to be, what is it called, either green, whatever they said it's supposed to. And when Omoniles will be selling these things, government will be looking at them. Some of them, they even aid them to do these things. So it is left for you as a citizen who wants to get a place. All you have to do, don't get a place because you are so desperate to get a place to stay. The truth is, make serious inquiry, even if they don't come in 10 years' time. This same thing has happened to us before. When our church was located along this Badagry Express route, they served us notice. They said they are coming, and yet they are still collecting levies from us.
So you're saying that they're doing an illegal thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is not how long. Illegality, time must surely catch up with, no matter how illegal, how long it is. So time does not matter.
Okay, the pastor is confusing me, but I'm sure that you who's listening get the gist. I mean, is there an argument to be made for if you want to remove the people who have been there squatting illegally for a long time? Is there an argument to be made for, well, if you want to remove them, you now have to follow the rules? I don't know. 99.3, hello. Hello.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon. I just turned on the radio and I heard this conversation around Festac.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. I want to remain anonymous.
That's fine.
Yes, I just wanted to say that I quite support the demolitions that have been taking place in Festac.
Okay.
Because if you've been to Festac in the last 2-3 years, you will weep.
Okay.
The entire place looks like a shadow of what it was. I was born in Festac in the 80s when there was still some normalcy there. When you go there now, the roads are bad. There are shops, corner shops, shacks all over the place. You know, everything, it looks like a mirror of Ajegunle or something tending towards that. All the locations that we used to call prime areas in Festac have all fallen apart. The block of flats are all unkempt. They are unpainted. The streets leading to them are bad. They're not being taken care of. So if this is government's way of reclaiming or trying to instill some sense of normalcy into what should be a residential area, a government residential area, then let them make that effort. And for the traders who are affected by this, I know it's rather unfortunate, but they cannot tell me they only gave them 7 days notice, and within that 7 days, an alternative arrangement was made for them in 6th Avenue. And building and plans had to be going on in 6th Avenue for them to relocate there. It's not, things are not done. If that was done, the traders can take the government to court and sue them, because by law, they're not supposed to give them anything less than 6 months notice. It is law. So they cannot come and start claiming now that they were not notified. If that was the case, they can take government to court and then claim get
damages.
Exactly.
Okay. Anonymous.
But as far as the demolition is concerned, I'm fully in support of it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of residents there are in support of it.
As well.
Because people who own property in Festac they're at a loss as to how bad things have gone in the area.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anonymous, for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
I'm thanking you pick this call. I'm calling you from Parview in Ikoyi.
All right.
Yeah, where we are growing up also, late 70s and 80s in Lagos. There's nothing like Parview, nothing like Banana, nothing like Osborne. That place was reserved for swampy place where the rain for water gathered before it moved to the ocean.
Okay.
Today, I pray that will allow me drive out from the Parview. The big men all built house here. They are doing Festac people because Festac people are middle class people and poor people are living there. And the big people all leave that place, move down to Ikoyi or Lekki. So I'm waiting in my life if a banana will be pulled down, Parview and Osborne.
Okay.
That's my whole looking. For my whole lifetime, if I will see this city place be pulled down also, where big men all put themselves right.
But did you listen to the previous caller? Did you hear what she
said?
Yes.
We all grew up in Festac. We are there 1977.
So what do you think about the points that she made?
Yeah, the first, we know most of the standards we always, where we grow up, where we meet in Ikoyi, like, about that, there are no more there. In Ikeja, in Festac, in the satellite town, there are Jack on the Gowon Estate, Nipaja side, Shagari Estate, there are no more there because of the high population, people moving down to Lagos, people must move. If we can do it for the poor people in Festac, middle class people in Festac, come down to Ikoyi also, I also do it in my whole lifetime. I want to see it also.
All right, Gabriel, taking the conversation where I'm not sure we took it to begin with. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Okay, I want to talk about the Festac issue. Like the other lady said, for those who knew Festac in the late 70s, early 80s, and early 90s, you've come to the conclusion that Festac is a shadow of itself right now. I was in Ife and I used to go to my uncle's house on 7th Avenue in Festac all through my university days in the 90s.
Okay.
And I can tell you, Festac is not what it was before. Everywhere is a mess.
Okay.
Everywhere is a mess. And like she said, the people who had these markets, these shops, they knew that those things they were doing are illegal. Even the churches, the church owners, they know those areas were created for green areas. They were not supposed to have been sold to anybody to do anything or given to people illegally.
Right.
It's unfortunate that people's things got demolished, but my dear, for things to be right, some things must go now. Some things must give way for things to be right. Festac. For those who knew Festac was a dream place to live in years back. Why can't we maintain those standards? Why will everything about Nigeria be Nigeria? Somebody, a mechanic, can just come up and do something on 23 Road, on 2nd Avenue Junction? Why? And like she said, if they were not given enough notice, but you see this thing about this demolition, it's been due years back. It's been due years back. It's only getting worse by the day. And it's a good thing the government has done it. If they've destroyed people's things, they should find a way of compensating them. That's the truth of the matter. I sympathize with the owners of shops and businesses there, but what is right has to be done at some point in time.
Meg, thank you very much for calling. If you just joined us, you're listening to The Big Three on Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. The Big Three are three big stories for the day, and our first story takes us to Festac. Over the weekend, the Federal Housing Authority and a Lagos State task force demolished more than 100 shops, 12 churches, 2 mosques, a market, and many other structures along and around 2nd Avenue. The Punch is quoting FHA staff as saying that these were illegal structures. According to them, the FHA claims that none of the people who built the structures or the people from whom they rented the land were the actual owners. Now, of course, if you take your mind back to earlier this year, I told you that the Lagos State government and the FHA said that they were collaborating on restoring the Festac master plan. Do you remember when we talked about it? And they said that it was going to involve demolitions. Now, I told you that there's some controversy about the approach. So you have people who are affected by this, who were affected by this. And some of them are saying, they're claiming that they only got 7 days notice before the demolition. I read to you what Isaac Kadiri said, the vice president of the Nigeria Automobile Technicians Association, Amuodofin chapter. Now, he said a bunch of things. He said that the government was collecting taxes from them. He said that they were paying rent to the Amuodofin local government. They were paying tax to the Lagos state government. They pay rent 10,000 naira each per annum. There were more than 5,000 artisans. A lot of people have been affected by this. And I'm thinking that if what he said was true, if the local government has been collecting rent from these shops and if the state government has been collecting rent from them, do you think that that's a tacit acceptance that they had a right to be there? And now that government has decided that they cannot be there anymore, do you think that government has an obligation to relocate them before government demolished? Especially if government has been collecting tax and rent from them for years. I also told you about Aboju Market that was demolished. It's the second market demolished in Festac within the past 7 months. We talked about the demolition of 23 Road Market back in December. And these are major markets in Festac. But specifically the Aboju Market, the government is saying that that one is illegal. That they gave a demolition notice back in 2019, demolished it then as well, and the traders rebuilt it. Then there was a fire in January, and now they've demolished it again. And my question with that was, if government demolished in 2019 and called it illegal, should the traders have come back? Why did the traders come back? Why was the Agboju market rebuilt even after government said it was illegal in the first place? It's 26 minutes past 3. We'll take more of your thoughts after a break. And don't forget, we're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. I want to read your comments after this break as well. Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. WhatsApp is available 080 959 75805 0700 993 993. That's the number to call if you're a man. If you're a woman, 014657190. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
Dad, it's Father's Day on Sunday.
I know that.
There's one more thing, Dad.
And what is it?
Cody and the Kids Family Fun Day on Father's Day.
Oh, wow. That means we have a place to go. Yay!
Yes, come enjoy exciting time, games, music, dance, and so much more at Cody and the Kids Family Fun Day. Date, Sunday, June the 20th. Time, 12 noon. Venue, Union Bank Sports Center, Eric Moore Junction, Bode Thomas, Surulere. Gate fee, 2,000 naira only. Available at www.ariatickets.com or call 0806-271-0485. All COVID-19 protocols will be duly observed. Cody and the Kids is brought to you by Twin Doves Concept, powered by Nevada Bridge TV, supported by Mr. Choco, Amazing Day Instant Cereal, and Ole Backed. Media partners, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigeria Info.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Lagos, let's talk. 0700-993-993-993. I'll take 2 calls and then I'll talk to you about the people who are responding to President Buhari's call to reopen old grazing routes. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling.
Yes, my name is Abubakar.
Welcome.
I'm calling from Fifth Avenue.
Oh, good to have you on the show, sir.
Please, those people who are talking, they are not living in Festac.
Okay.
You see, where the demolition took place are shanties. not where you have real buildings.
Okay.
If we are going to market you are talking about, there's no single block of shops. Any people can just come in, bring in planks, and just build the shop even along the roads. It wasn't a rebuilding. If you are going to Badagry, that stretch of road from first gate to up to the up, these are where they demolished.
Okay.
The only building that is concrete, that is church, that is real church, Dominion Chapel, is left intact. It wasn't touched. That is a real, very big church. All other things that are demolished there, they are shanties. It's like you just bring in plug, you build your something, the mechanic cord, only even the motor seller. There was no block there. They just find some places and they put it. So it's different. And if you are living on that road, by 9 o'clock you can't pass through that road from first revenue to something. Okay. This is where these boys, when they rob you along the thing, they will jump inside that bush. Okay. Before you know, they cross to the other side. Okay. So they should stop talking as if a building, all these places are even those churches that are demolished, they are not block churches. They are plank. This emergency pastor or something. These are
but you know the mechanics said that they were paying rent to the local government and they were paying tax to the state government.
The fact that you are paying rent and paying something to local government does not make you a own office something. I'm telling you, these are messy places. It's not really I know if you know Festac, when you come through that school, the other side all these places are messy places. There's no single building here. Okay. As I'm talking to you, the only building that is very, very concrete, which is Dominion Church, a very big church that have built something, is still standing there. All other mosques and all other churches that we are talking about are churches that are built by with planks. You just come today, you just create you carve a place, maybe your church, Holy Ghost church, and put in something. You come tomorrow, put on something, and when you are passing the night, if you drive there, between the police station before the second, you will see the pump. By the time you join the pump, when the police are around, they front on you. When they collect whatever they done, they run to that push. So those people are talking are not living in the Festac. Even at Bodu Market, you are talking, it wasn't a market. There was no single block there. It was some plank market where tomato something. Even along the main road, they still sell something there. So they should start talking as if buildings or structures or something are demolished. No, all these places are planned.
But the mechanics themselves are the ones who are saying that they've lost plenty money from the demolition.
Okay, when you are doing mechanic workshop, is it not open place that you do mechanic? Do you have a shop in the mechanic? Those mechanics, I repair my motor there. Those mechanics is just an open place where you just park, you drive in, repair or something. There was no house there. So it's not as if it's a very big material. Even those people are selling vehicle there, they sell it open place inside the messy something.
Okay.
What the mechanic we have, they just have one small shop like a plant shop where they during the day or something. But anybody can drive in and do their mechanic there and go. What is the structure?
Abubakar, thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
I'm Rachel. Can you hear me?
Rachel or Richard?
Rachel.
Rachel, welcome. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Based on what they are saying, although I don't know the area, but I'm coming for a place that such things happened. They gave them 6 months notice before demolish the place. And after the governor of the state renovate that place, he now rent it out to those particular people. Although I'm sorry for what they have lost so far, and if they have their rights, they can equally take them to the court and have justice and have compensation for what they have lost. Since they are paying rent and they are paying tax and all of that.
Okay. All right.
I do mean it's just an empty area. The government don't have right to go there and collect tax, nor to go there and collect any payment for the shop. I'm coming from the north, Kano. It happened like that. Then have an open place selling their goods, no tax payment, no shop rent, no money for premises. But they only give them notice to leave the place within 6 months, and they did. So that is my thoughts on that.
Rachel, thank you for calling to share your thoughts on that subject. Nigerians are responding to President Buhari's call to reopen old grazing routes. That's our second story. Remember, President Buhari said last week that he'll order Attorney General Malami to dig up a gazette from the First Republic that mapped out grazing routes for cattle across the country. Well, now we've heard from Senator Jibola Bashiru, who represents Osun Central. And he's raising some points of correction for the president. Bashiru says, first of all, it wasn't a federal gazette from the First Republic. He says it was a law for the then northern region, signed by the then premier of northern Nigeria, Alhaji Amadu Bello. So such a law never applied to the eastern, western, or midwest regions, and so definitely cannot apply to the states that emerged from them. But Bashiru's second point is a bigger point. He says the Land Use Act is backed by the Constitution, and according to the Land Use Act, all land in a state is under the control of the state governor. So by Bashiru's reading of the Land Use Act, any gazette or decree from the past that gives power to the federal government to create grazing routes on a state's land is null and void. Bashiru says he's faulting the Attorney General and the President's legal team for misleading the President. Are you a lawyer listening to the show? I really want to hear what you think about Senator Bashiru's take. We've also heard from several state governments saying that they are unaware of such a gazette or degree, and they don't believe that there were any official grazing routes in their states ever. We've heard from the Bayelsa State Governor, Doyodiri. He said that there's never been routes in Bayelsa, and it's a waterside state anyway. Delta, Enugu, Oka, Akwa Ibom, Akwa Ibom, Benue, Cross River, all of them say that they've never had grazing routes. In fact, Cross River says that the only thing related to cattle that they have is Obudu Cattle Ranch. We also heard from Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. He says the idea of nomadic grazing belongs in the past. He compared Nigeria to countries like Ethiopia, where, according to him, you don't see migrating cattle herders. Their cows stay in one place, on land owned by the herders. Now, I want to know what you think about this back and forth about grazing routes. What do you think about Senator Bashiru's points about the Land Use Act and about the old decree only applying to the old northern region? Do you agree with Akeredolu that grazing routes belong in the past? Grazing, period, belongs in the past. Or do you agree with the president? If you agree with the president, give me a call, 0700-993-993-993. Men, call me on that number, 0700-993-993-993. Women, call me on 01-465-7190. You can still talk to me about the Festac demolitions if that's a story you prefer to talk about. 01-465-7190. Women, call me on that number. Men, call me on 0700-993-993. We've got WhatsApp 080-959-75805. Hello, thank you for calling us.
Yeah, Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Paul, calling from Egbeda.
Paul, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sandra, I hope those who are leading us in this nation would not set Nigeria on fire. We have to really be very, very careful. I don't believe that there is anybody advising Mr. President. When you listen to the interview, he spoke his mind. When they asked him of the issue of Twitter, he said he kept that one to himself, which means it's not the advice from anybody. He said he's the one instructing the Minister of Justice Malami to go and dust the gazette out. So it was not advice of anybody. It's the thought of Mr. President. And by what the is it the representative in the House or the Senator said, I stood by what he said. If you go to the history of Nigeria to look at details of this grazing route, it is of the northern region. It has nothing to do with the south. Even if it was, right now, we're in 21st century. We have the right to reject what have existed before. That is not acceptable to us again. So I think Mr. President should not set Nigeria on fire by insisting that this grazing route should establish.
Paul, thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello?
How are you?
I'm very well. What's your name, sir?
My name is Prince Wise from Amu.
Welcome, Prince Wise. Go ahead.
Number one, the market. I thought that every day.
Oh, no. Prince YS, your line is not clear, so call back, huh? Why don't you? Call us back. 014657190 for women. For men, 0700-993-993-993. Hello, thank you for calling us.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Ruben from Yaba.
Welcome, Ruben. Go ahead.
Yeah, on the Festac demolition.
Yeah.
I've listened to some of the guys. They were speaking about the 70s and the 80s. All I see is just nostalgia. It's just reliving the nostalgic Lagos of then. Lagos has changed. The population of Lagos then is no more the population of now. Lagos is bigger than that. The population. So expect more people, expect more businesses, expect changes. And like you said in your hard fact, the government is collecting tax for them. If they are creating another a place for them, why haven't the government developed it? Why have the government not done what it's supposed to do within the 6 month notice they are giving them and resettle them there? All of a sudden, the government just come and destroy the place. Where do you expect them to start from? All these people that are going about nostalgically about Lagos back in the 70s, 80s, they should know that Lagos has changed. They should live with it. Millions of people are coming to Lagos every day. And they are settling down, they are starting a business, they are trying to flourish. Just like they to flourish in the city.
Yeah, but should they be setting up businesses in residential areas?
Ma'am?
Should they be setting up businesses in residential areas?
Well, it is up to the government to make this planning, this arrangement and planning. So if the government is not doing anything, then the citizens will resort to self-help. It's just simple logic. It's common sense.
Okay, Ruben, thank you very much for calling. Now, of course, as you're calling to share your thoughts about that story, let me bring you our final story so that you can talk about all of them as we go along. Our final story is a doozy. People are still reacting to the Twitter ban. Court don't open, and the Twitter ban lawsuits are flooding in. I already told you that Serap is dragging the federal executive to the ECOWAS court, but now there's a local lawsuit. Inibe Effiong, he says that the Twitter ban is illegal and that the ban has infringed on his rights to freedom of expression. You know Inibe now, he's been on this show several times on Hard Facts. He's been here a lot of times. He's a lawyer. He spoke to us from the Lagos NSAS panels more than once. He's also a very, very, very prolific Twitter user. So it'd be like, say this ban don't pay now personally. So he's gone to court. He's suing the federal government. He's suing the information minister, Lai Mohammed. And he's also suing Attorney General Abubakar Malami. He says the ban is illegal since he says that there's no law giving the government the power to order it. He's asking for 9 reliefs, including an injunction to stop the ban and an injunction to prevent Malami from prosecuting any Nigerians who use Twitter. So we're going to be following that lawsuit. We'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, the federal government is doubling down on the ban, insisting that the ban was justified. Lai Mohammed now says that Jack Dorsey, Twitter's founder, is liable for the violence and destruction that took place at the tail end of the NSAS protests. Oh, yes, he said that. Remember, Lai Mohammed and the federal government insist that the protesters were the ones behind the violence, while the protest organizers continue to say that the violence was done by the same hoodlums that also attacked them in the last few days of the protest. And in fact, some of the protesters accuse the government of sponsoring these hoodlums. But either way, Lai Mohammed says that since Dorsey helped to raise funds for NSAS on Twitter, he's responsible for the violence. What do you think about that? Before you tell me what you think, I want to take your mind back a bit. Remember how, after the protests, government froze the bank accounts of a lot of organizers? Do you remember? Do you remember that? And remember how those organizers sued the government? Do you remember? Do you remember how the government was insisting that they did that because they believed that that money was linked to terrorism? Do you remember? Now let me ask, how many of those people whose accounts were frozen was eventually charged with a crime? The answer is today's big hard fact. 0. Nobody linked to organizing NSAS was ever charged with a crime related to vandalism or violence, including those who handled the fundraising. So the question becomes, don't worry, I'm going somewhere. The question becomes, if the federal government believes the protest organizers were behind the violence, and they believe that it was the money they got from Twitter fundraising that fueled it, why has there not been any prosecution? Why did the government end up having to unfreeze those accounts? Why was the government unable to present any evidence to the courts to keep the freezes in place? I'm asking for your opinion here. If you agree with the information minister, how do you reconcile the fact that up until now, there's been 0 prosecutions? Where are the prosecutions? Just like when you were asking me, Sandra, where are the bodies? Where are the prosecutions, Lagos? Let me know. Do you agree with Lai Mohammed about Jack Dorsey? What do you think about these lawsuits that are hoping to stop the Twitter ban? Women, call me on 014657190. 014657190. That's for women. For men, 0700 993 993 993. Men, 0700 993 993 993. Share your thoughts on WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. You can also tell me what you think about Senator Bashiru's points about the Land Use Act and about the old decree only applying to old northern region. Do you agree with Akeredolu that grazing belongs in the past? Or do you agree with the president that these grazing routes should be gazetted? 99.3. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
Hello. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Good afternoon.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Well done, ma.
Thank you.
Yes, ma. My name is Olivia.
Olivia, good to have you on the show. Which story do you want to talk about?
Yes, about this our market where they break. I'm selling there.
Okay.
For this second gate. Abuju.
Okay.
The way they take treat us there, we just suddenly 1 week notice. Now everybody they just come suddenly like that, destroy everything.
So they're not given a notice 6 months ago?
No, it's 1 week. 1 week now we see them.
Okay. But that's Aboju market. Then talk say na illegal market. Say you no supposed they there.
Don't know. Unless that one, unless our leader and them they know about that one. But we wait there. Where they
sell for there. Waiting you they sell.
Yes.
Waiting you they sell.
They sell shoe. They sell shoe and bag.
Okay.
So now they have now nothing will they do now. Not at least they for pity us now. They for pity us everything now. They have now they sleep. On that Sunday they have they sleep. Nothing that they do. No money for job. No money for rent. No money for going. Nothing.
You been get time to pack your load come out for the shop before they demolish them.
Yes. They give us chance to pack
your things.
For that one, yes.
Okay,
yes.
But I hear say in 2019 they don't demolish them before. So
maybe I never come. Maybe I never come.
you
that
never
time,
come
sef.
that time. Kai, Pele, eh? Pele. So what you go do now? How you want do now?
No, nothing, ma. Fire just burn our chop for that side where they stay. Never reach on January.
Yeah, no,
January.
I remember.
23.
I remember.
Where fire burn. All of us we are borrowing money for bank. Nothing will they pay them back before this wahala come again.
Okay. And government no give una another place where una go park go.
No, nowhere. Many people that go there now sit down from morning to night. Sit down, they look nothing.
Hey,
nothing. Me self I dey house because I go yesterday. Nothing. I just stay house today now. They look.
My sister.
So I don't know what to do.
Oh, it be like her credits don't finish. My sister Pele, yeah. I mean, there has to be some room. There has to be some give, right? I mean, you cannot, like, that's somebody whose business was affected. Yes, she was in an illegal market, but she says, well, I moved here after the first demolition, and market leaders did not communicate that it was illegal. But now I don't have anywhere to sell my wares. That's the face of some government policies or some human decisions, because, there also has to be room for the traders themselves to, take some of the blame, right? 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Olumu, calling from Nigeria.
Welcome.
The three things, those that are supporting the government, where they have demolished so many places, including Lekki, Yakonde, Sanfield, Ilaje side, they have been demolished. Those that they demolished in Ilaje, they are living inside the Laguna in Badore, inside the water. So those that are calling that justify government, if it's for security purpose, good. But those that are calling and say it's good now, it's coming to them. That is one. On the presidency, where they are the ones that enacted the law that all the land belongs to government. And we don't know why they enacted the law during the Obasanjo regime then in the 70s. Now they are now coming back to us. They didn't say Sandra in Lagos State should not live but they are now making that law they enacted before to give all the other people, I don't want to mention their tribe. Now they are giving them the chances to come. Not to come and live in other tribe peacefully, but to become a terror to them. And we are watching them. So, as the country is progressing in error, we don't know where we will land. In conclusion, Sister Sandra or President Sandra, I have a friend on Facebook. There were many like that because I preach on Facebook. They can just, I want to give you money, I want to give money. There was a lady now that wanted to give me money in Namibia. And when she went to her bank, and they said, the guy is from where? Nigeria. Can we get a national ID card and passport? I send it to her. They said, no, that country, they're full of criminality and banditry and the government are defending them. They said, no. Did you know him? You say, yes, my family. How come that guy in Nigeria is your family? The girl was angry and she went to MoneyGram. And that one was worse. When they hear the name Nigeria, they said that country, no, you can't send money to that country. This is the country that our government, they are building for us. This is the government, those that they say they are our government. This is the country they are building for us. Good evening.
Okay. Olumiwa, thank you very much for calling. We have a message from OTG. OTG says, I'm a resident of Festac Town. Seriously, we need our Festac Town back because Festac is a shadow of itself. From that 2nd Avenue down to 7th Avenue, you will see shanties everywhere, filled with all the bike riders constituting nuisance all over the place with illegal structures that have defaced the town. The government should do something about these shanties and let's have a serene environment again. We've got Ralphie War at GK who says, cows are more important to this administration than human beings. It's really a pity. We've got Alexander Benjamin who says, except he'll be a rubber stamp judge sponsored by the executive, if not the masses will have their way in court against dictatorial Buhari. Marino Slice Ben says, Buhari's government, okay, I'm not quite sure what you're writing there. Perhaps take a look and then let me know what it is that you're trying to communicate. Sandra, I support reopening of grazing routes, and I've identified some areas that need to be reclaimed according to my own gazette. Parkview Estate in Ikoyi and Banana Island are on the grazing routes. In fact, the National Theatre and National Stadium in Lagos are also on the grazing routes, and they need to be reclaimed since we all want to be clowns. Tunji from Lekki, thank you very much for your message. Shola says, I sometimes wonder where Lai Mohammed originated from. I just tire for the guy. Sandra, Mr. Abubakar's report wasn't complete. Not only Dominion City Church was left, CPM and a car wash has its building in brick were left. Before the demolition, we all saw the notice, which was dated on the 6th and was due on the 12th, which was the day of the demolition. That's a message from Chibuzo. Chibuzo is from Satellite Town. Thank you very much, Chibuzo, for your message. Sandra, sometimes try to go to social okay. Restoring the master plan of Festac town is okay, provided it should be done in full, not piecemeal. The FHA should penetrate wherever the entire landscape has been altered. Why did the government keep mute when the traders were rebuilding their Abuju market? There should be some level of human face in the quit notice in order to aid victims' pains. All right, we'll take a break, Lagos. We'll be right back.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
We Entertainment, in partnership with Riverside Productions, bring you this comedy blockbuster. One
God, I swear to God, if after 7 days you don't answer me, I'll go meet the devil. Put in the talk. Read devil or just support the devil himself.
premieres May 29th on Netflix.
Meanwhile, landlord carry come. Huh? Waiting brain. What you say one? Check out, no be quick note to do that. Based on rent, no carry our look come on. Which kind of thing is this now? First, na job matter. Second, na that matter.
One Lagos night. Anticipate.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
5 minutes to the top of the hour, and then I hand you over to the sports gang. We've got a message here from Ade in Surulere who says, Lai Mohammed doesn't know what he's on about. Like everything coming out from him, Malami Onyama, Garba Shehu, Onochie, Adeshino, and all the others, they don't have any prima facie case, even in hell, against Twitter. NSAS protesters and all others. If they've any liver or feel they've any case, they should go to the international courts to prove their cases. They'll disgrace, shame, embarrass, and take them to the cleaners, exposing their incompetencies, massive corruption at every level. They should push their luck. They should stop deceiving themselves. Ade, thank you very much for your message. Gideon from Berger says, is the president taking us forward or backward? Is he uniting Nigeria or dividing Nigeria? All right. Thank you very much for your message. How can ordinary political appointees like Lai Mohammed be determining the affairs and direction of a democratic system? Oh, Sandra, I cry for my nation. It's a shame. Well, he's the Minister for Information, and policy formulation is actually part of his portfolio. Actually, you know, we've got more messages here. Sandra, I don't know why cattle rearing, which is private business, becomes issues with that gives Buhari sleepless night. Even if he has a cow or one of them, must he show it as a Nigerian president? Why can't he understand the modern way of rearing cows? Akin sending that message across. Akin, thank you very much for your message. Gideon from Surulere says, he sent me a message that has been making the round on WhatsApp about the routes that are actually gazetted. We've got Bass from Texas, USA, who says it's obvious Mr. President doesn't have any ideas and can do anything to take care of his cows. He needs proper guidance. Kaide from Surulere says, Sandra, it's quite a pity the kind of AGF we have in this administration. The Gazette of Reference is a regional bulletin for Northern Region. The absolute truth now is that the 1999 Constitution supersedes the Gazette of 1960. Let's come back to the phone lines. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for
Sandra.
calling. What's your name?
My name is Rejoice.
Hi, Rejoice.
Okay, Sandra, I actually called for just a minute. I don't know, are they still doing it?
We're not doing it today because we've got Euro 2020 going on.
Okay.
Thank you for calling, Rejoice. Fasanya from Apapa says it is shameful, disdainful, divisive, and reprehensible that a president of a multi-ethnic people behaves in such a way. Digging up an archaic law that is against the 1999 Constitution, these grazing routes suggestion will surely have consequences. We use 8 years. We use 6 to 8 years discussing cows and cattle. Demeaning, Sandra. That's a message from Babatunde. We'll take a final call and call it a day. Hello. 99.3. Hello. Hello. You're just hearing me breathe? Okay. 99.3.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're my last caller on the show.
Yes, AY from Cape.
Welcome, AY. You've got 1 minute.
Yes, actually, the Abuja market is actually illegal. So many. There's a master plan towards that. There was a time we wanted to renovate a place in Satellite Town, and where the roof was off. So as we were about to start, they came and said we should come and we should have taken permission from the federal housing authorities just for renovation. So the master plan has been there since. Anybody trading there should know that at any time government can try to review the master plan. So sorry about the incident there. Then as regards the president issue, we are more divided than before. I only hope that, I only pray that he will try and at least put back the country the way he found it. That's the only thing I can say about that.
All right. Thank you very much for your message, and thank you, Lagos, for joining us on the Big Three today. We'll bring you business news right now and then hand you over to Femi and the gang. They're bringing you coverage of Euro 2020, back-to-back live commentary, live analysis, amazing stuff. And I'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. We'll bring you the glass ceiling as well. On the glass ceiling, we'll have a fantastic conversation. We'll also be talking about the business impact of this Twitter ban on Balogun and Broad tomorrow. It's Wednesday, so we have glass ceiling and Balogun and Broad on the same day. I really love Wednesdays. They're my favorite days. In the meantime, you can find me on social media, Sandra Ezekwesili, S. Ezekwesili, on all social media platforms. Those were your hard facts, Lagos. Good night.
Africa's #1 station for talk.
Law-abiding citizens would like to go about their lives without the fear of attack or people dispossessing them of their possessions.
Practice makes perfect. You cannot be rusty and then go for a man.
For the biggest personalities.
Dr. Ibirunke Thomas joins us via Skype.
He's been selected for Forbes 30 under 30. His name is Inyolua Aboye.
For the strongest opinions.
All Afro has been saying is, implement the agreements are agreed.
For the best sporting comments.
England need a miracle now, else they'll be knocked out of the Champions League.
They'll be knocked out.
That will not be a funny.
Your #1 station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria.